Look at our second major story today on the morning call. The decision by the United Nations Security Council to deploy its police into troubled Burundi was met by opposition. The reason being it is a threat to unity and independence of our country. That is what they said. Now, the weekend protest saw people marching to the French embassy that took part in drafting the UN's resolution to send the security troops.
According to diplomatic sources, this manifestation was organized by the government. The mayor of Bujumbura, Fredy Mbonimpa, and several high commissioners of the ruling party, the CNDD.
We're joined by Philip Resch, and right now a specialist of the Great Lakes region. Philip, what are the government's grievances against the UN's resolution, and can the UN deploy its troops in these circumstances?
Ça a déjà été essayé, donc moi j'ai des doutes là-dessus. L'Union africaine.
There are doubts about their concerns, but it has already been tried. The African Union, a few months, decided to send a force to Burundi. The Burundian authorities opposed it. They said they would oppose by the force if necessary. And I think for the deployment of the 228 who will not come if such physical fight is put up. Admittedly, there is a strong suspicion against France that pushed for this resolution to be passed. But if another country had taken a similar initiative, I guess you would hear the same protests and the same signs of hostility that were exhibited at the French embassy in Bujumbura. The Belgians were in the spotlight also roughly 6 months ago, so I think the Burundian authorities fear or dread that everything that comes from outside. Today it's a protest against the French. They will do the same tomorrow for another country or another organization.
Aujourd'hui, protestent contre la France, mais demain protesteront peut-être contre un autre pays ou une autre organisation.
Well, right, Philip. Just tell us, what would be your opinion on Burundi's claims that things are back to normal and it's not necessary to send these troops in the country?
Formellement parlant, on pourrait dire que oui, évidemment, dans ce sens que...
Of course we could say yes, in the sense from the strongly contested elections in 2015. There is a president, there is a vice president, there is a government, there is a parliament. Provincial and municipal administration are in place. So yes, the Burundian power can pretend that all is well, since all these institutions are. But that is not on the ground. A few days ago, another Human Rights Watch report came out about gang rapes carried out by militia members of the ruling party. There have been other recent reports showing that the situation of human rights is extremely poor. It does not exist in Burundi. Political parties or civil societies are suppressed. The opposition cannot organize anything, at least for the upcoming 2020 elections. Neither can the press freely express themselves. And so the situation is far from being normal. Often the risk of genocide in Burundi is brought up, but personally I do not think a civil war is immediate. I think what we will see in the coming months or years is deterioration in governance and more loss of lives since April 2015.
Je ne pense pas non plus qu'une véritable guerre civile est une perspective immédiate réaliste. Je pense que ce qu'on vit et ce qu'on pourrait vivre dans les mois, peut-être même les années qui viennent, c'est une situation de pourrissement constant de la situation telle qu'on la vit depuis plus d'un an, depuis avril 2015.
Well, thank you very much, Philip, for that input. Well, as we are following